Imagine you wake up in a hospital. The doctor tells you your brain is failing. We have to replace it or you die. He's holding a new brain, says it's man-made, better than yours. Now, how will you react? Imagine you just say, okay, put it in. You don't ask who made it, how it works, what happened if it breaks. You sign the form. That's insane, right? But while no sane human will do that with their own brain, millions of founders are doing exactly this with AI. AI is an artificial brain literally made by humans. We plug it into our businesses, into our team's daily work, but we don't even ask how it works. That's why the MIT research found that 95% of business AI implementations show no real return. This video is not about AI story. You can Google that or ask your AI. This is about the 4 biggest mistakes I see founders make implementing AI into their business and how to avoid them. For 4 years, I helped manage a fast-growing business. I was managing 30 to 40 people and roll out AI inside the team. Now, I'm building my own AI for business company. I cannot share every mistake I make because that would be a few hours long video. But these 4, once you see that, you will implement AI better than 99% of founders. You are assuming AI is learning your business as you use it. It isn't. Every AI model has 2 phases. One is pre-training. The labs feed the model a huge pile of text, books, code, conversations. Then they log it. That's the version you are using right now. And the second phase is inference. That is just like model answering you every question you ask. Every chat is inference, not learning. In practice, every new conversations, AI forgets and starts over. What it actually remembers is only what it learned during the pre-training phase. It might keep some info about your business inside the chat. That's short-term memory, but it's not good enough to learn and grow like an A player on your team. That's why it feels like a generic by default. So why do labs lock the models? It's actually a rational choice. You imagine you let the AI keep learning from random user in the real time. It drifts. It becomes hard to control. Microsoft actually tried it in 2016. A chatbot called Tay. Within 24 hours, the internet had it spreading racist content. So how do you make AI actually learn about your business? It's the same way humans do. Give it the memory. Build an external memory. Now many people is building Obsidians, using Obsidian as an external memory. But actually any folders with files will do. Just ask the AI to refer to it at the beginning of every conversation. Store what AI learns every time in every session back into the memory. Now AI will pick up where the last conversation left off, like a team player who actually remembers. I'll show you the technical part in the next video, but now you might be thinking, so at the end, we still have to learn about AI? We are too busy, my team will burn out. This is what I heard from every founder who trying to implement AI. I get it. I know why you are busy. I was living in a fast-growing company for 4 years. But what matters most isn't actually the skill itself. That's the second mistake. Remember when the team complained, AI is not working, we have to prompt it 5 times to get a decent output? The first thing comes to my mind, I bet yours too, is a skill problem. They don't know how to prompt. You are right, they don't. But knowing that alone won't solve any problem. Most founders go from a skill problem straight to the terrible decisions. They force the team to learn AI on their own time. Or worse, terminate them and replace with AI native hires. That's the wrong way to manage people, and it doesn't fix the root cause. When you replace people to force the change, even your A players, the ones who will have stayed for the next 10 years, start feeling unsafe. It's inhumane. When trust lies, people leave. You filter, hire, fire, onboard, and then you fire again. Then you realize you weren't solving anything. The business is bleeding. Then it hits you. It was never a skill problem. It's a change problem. Here's what I learned implementing change in a business. Every time I push a solution onto the team, it died. But every time I let them see the problem, see the value first, and brainstorm the solution with them, they committed. The work isn't training. The work is making the change theirs. Don't roll out AI everywhere. Don't hold a company while AI workshop. Stop installing another AI tool. Pick one task, one person, the task that irritates them most, the boring, repetitive one. Sit with them, work out together how AI solved that one task. That's the whole rollout for the first month. Why this works is because they feel the relief themselves. They will tell their teammate, and the next person comes asking, and then the next person, and then the next person. AI spread through pull and not push. And you can use the scale feature in Cowork to make this even simpler. Just generate the output you want the first time manually, and then ask Claude to turn it into a scale. Next time, just call the same scale and then keep improving it. This will cut the learning curve dramatically. So now everyone in your team is using AI to do the boring work. Everyone feels more productive. And then you start thinking, no, we can do more, we should do more, right? Everyone's instinct about productivity is the same. More output, more tasks shipped. That's the third mistake. Output doesn't equal outcome. True for AI, true for humans. You can ship 100 more pieces a week and not move the pieces an inch. Output is what you produce. Outcome is what moves the needle. Most founders have heard of 20-80. 20% of your work creates 80% of the result. So the instinct is automate the 20% first, right? Because that's where the leverage is, right? But this is wrong. If something is in your 20%, you better do it yourself and automate the 80%. I know this sounds counterintuitive. The 80% contributes so little, why bother, right? Because automating the 80% isn't about output. It is about freeing your team's cognitive load to do the 20% well. AI buys back the time and space for your team to think. The 80% is also low risk, repetitive, simple. If AI messes up, it won't hurt your business much. For example, customer facing is your 20%. Tim Cook spends time every morning reading customer emails himself. He doesn't automate it because the value isn't in the words. It's in what hits you when you sit with what your customer is feeling. But most automation tutorials tell you the opposite, like automate your email, let the AI read it. If you do it wrongly, that is closing the feedback loop that improves your business. AI gives you the words, but it cannot give you the inspiration, the interpretations of the word. You still have to do it yourself. And now we zoom in. Inside the 20%, actually there is another layer. I will show you what I mean using this video. This channel is my own business. I use AI to build it. You are literally watching the work. 20% of my 20% is me sitting with the idea, choosing what to leave in, what to leave out, the framing, the taste. The 80% of the 20% is drafting, structuring, polishing. AI helps with that. I'm doing this in public on purpose. I want us to witness together how far AI can go when a founder uses it right. So give me feedback. Tell me how you feel about this video I put up. This is the principle I live by. AI surfaces, humans decide. AI gives you options, draft, possibilities, and you bring the judgment, the taste, and the core. The day you flip that, AI deciding, you executing, is the day you lose your business. If you avoid these 3 mistakes I mentioned just now, you will already implement AI better than 70-80% of founders out there. But what separates you from the top 1% is the fourth mistake. The fourth mistake is the one founders forget the most. Majority of founders think implementing AI is a linear thing. Like set it up once, done. You build the external memory, you roll out one task, to automate the 80%, you think, great, that's the system. I just run it like forever. But the world isn't linear. Customers change, teams change, markets shift, your focus shifts, your business changes month to month, sometimes weeks. If your AI implementations is linear, it starts fitting reality the moment reality changes. You hear people saying all the time like build a system, but most founders build it the same way. Input, process, output. The world changes too fast for one straight pipe to handle it. What you actually need are different layers of systems connect in loops that constantly correct themselves. So the system is fixed and changeable at the same time. So this is the Swift. AI implementation isn't a setup, it's a loop, it's a compounding machine. That external memory you build, it needs a loop. Every time your business reality shift, your focus, customer, your offer, you update the external memory. What was your 20% 3 months ago might not be your 20% now. And when something stops working, AI or human, you need a feedback loop to fix it. Even nothing is wrong, you need a feedback loop to continue improve it. For humans, the loop I trust most is one-on-one. You sit down with that person, you ask honest questions, you listen for what actually breaking, not what they think you want to hear. For AI, the loop is even simpler. When AI keeps making the same mistake, just ask it, why are you repeating this? It will tell you. Then you discuss the fix with the AI and update the memory, then the mistake stops. These loops compound. Every loop turns context and experience into learning and insight. Insight will turn into principle and principle into wisdom. And wisdom is just how you apply different principles under different contexts. From that, you're starting to form your unique taste. The only thing AI cannot copy from anyone else. That's your moat. You have heard prompt engineering, then context engineering. The next layer is what I call compound architecture. How do you compound the things that actually matter? Like your context, your wisdom, the unique taste of your business, so they keep getting sharper instead of going stale. So stop installing another AI tool. Start building loops in any LLM you are using right now, no matter it's Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, any of them. So those are the 4 mistakes I make implementing AI in business and the solution that actually work. I know it's a lot. The good news is I'm really good at making complex things simple. I turn all of this into one Cowork plugin with nice skill. You can just plug it in your Cloud and then start using it immediately. And it's free. You just click the link in the description to join my free community. In the next video, I will walk you through how the whole thing works, the compounding architecture behind every loop and every design choice. After I built it, I noticed something that surprised me. Anthropic, the company behind Cloud, uses a very similar structure inside their own company. Their business 10x every year. In my view, that is what every founder should pay attention to. Not the AI they build, but how they actually run their business with AI. And I didn't really understand why nobody is talking about it. I'll see you in the next video.